Hey, you guys, what's up? What's up? So, I'm doing another mad random live. And since I didn't warn anybody about it, I'm going to take this opportunity, okay, to let everybody know. So, just bear with me because now, like I said before, I think I told y'all before, I'm part of so many groups right now. It's bananas. So, just bear with me. I'm not going to officially start for another 5 minutes so I could just take this time and let people know I'm live, right? So give me a second. But and the reason why I did this is because this is pretty important. Hmm. I can try to go on Instagram, but just come on in if you see me live. Just come on in and just give it a few minutes so I can let everybody know that I'm on. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so I'm officially live on Instagram. Now let me go to my Facebook. Dear God. Okay. Mm, okay, so I am definitely showing up. Cool, cool, cool. I'm showing up on a lot of my Facebook groups, but just come on in, people. Just come on in. This is unexpected. Thanks for liking, but this is unexpected. So just come on in, and then I'm going to start after I let everybody know I'm on. Let me share it to my podcast. Let everybody know I'm on there. Hmm. You know what? I probably will do that later. I'm part of so many groups and organizations at this point. I can't catch up. But anyway, let me just start. Let me do my formal introduction, even though this is an published, unscheduled live. Hi, everybody. This is Tamaya Robles. I am your credit repair expert. I am the owner of FixMyCreditNow850.com. I am the host of this podcast, Coast to Coast Credit. Welcome, welcome. I got my hair done, didn't realize my forehead was this big. So just like rock out with me, y'all. But anyway, I'm doing a random live today. I'm not prepared, as you can see. But what happened was I was working and I was online and I noticed a news article that I'm going to share with y'all. And it was just pretty concerning. I didn't read the whole thing because I wanted to do a live reaction video. So I'm going to do that with you guys. Now, just a reminder that I am not on whatever platform you see me on. So if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook or whatever, I'm actually under StreamYard. So if you want to leave a comment, you can. If you want to share some information, but you want your name to show, you got to join StreamYard. The information is in the description. Other than that, it will just say, such and such user, like Facebook user or whatever. But I'll still see your comment and I will still respond to you if that's what's needed. All right. So let me just jump right into it. Give me a second, child. I'm going to share this news article. And then there's a couple other things that popped up that was pretty concerning relating to the topic that we're going to discuss as well. So this is actually a Forbes article. Okay. And I can leave the links in the description for you. But if you go to Forbes.com, there is an article that came out today at 6:15 a.m. Eastern time. And it says Google issues critical update for 2 billion Chrome users, which is alarming. So I saw it and I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? So I'm going to read it. It looks like it's a lot, but I will read the article, at least most of it, the important points, but I think the whole article is important. But it says if you're one of the billions of users for Google Chrome, then 2 separate warnings have just been issued that you should take seriously. The first of these warnings impacts Chrome's desktop users on Windows and Mac. Google has just confirmed a security update that includes at least 3 high security fixes for vulnerabilities of the kind that have been exploited in the past. 2 of these 3 vulnerabilities relate to Chrome's JavaScript and WebAssembly engine, with the potential to enable a remote attacker to potentially exploit object corruption via crafted HTML page. Again, no suggestions yet of any exploits in the wild, but now the information is public. That can change. The other fix is for a use after free issue, which means an attacker might be able to use latent pointers to route through the memory after it's freed up, with the risk that the platform or device might be destabilized, opening up for vulnerabilities. Okay. Google does not openly publish details of security issues at this early stage until a majority of users are updated with a fix. Even then, details might be withheld if the root software is widely deployed across other systems. So you guys need to pay attention. I keep telling y'all, pay attention to the way they word things to us. Pay attention to the fact that there's things that are happening low key, data breaches that are happening. They're not sharing everything with us, or they're putting it out, but they're not making a big issue out of it. This is pretty important. Okay, so I'm gonna finish reading this article. We don't have that much to go, don't worry, but I'm going to show you some stuff I found on YouTube. Okay, so there you go. I hit the mic, muted myself. But anyway, let me continue. All right. So the takeaways for users is the usual update now, or as soon as you can. Despite details being withheld, the risk once vulnerabilities are confirmed, even with scant detail, is that they might be exploited, taking advantage of the fact that many users are remiss in how quickly they update their software. The second warning is very different and impacts Android users. Another rogue Chrome lookalike has been caught in the wild. The Trojan, masquerading as Google Chrome, takes advantage of the popularity and trust associated with Chrome to trick users into downloading and installing it. The team G Data say that the software is being promoted through email and message platforms. So just guys, be careful. There's some fake ass Googling going on. All right, some fake Googlage going on. And it's affecting Chrome, Android users. This isn't available on the official Play Store. Users will be directed to other sites or downloads. We have already seen instances this year of Chrome's likeness being used to publish malicious apps. This example mimics the icon of Chrome, making it almost indistinguishable from the real app, save for a black counter stroke in the logo. So this is what they're stating are the differences. Okay. It says new malware tricks users into granting permission. This is per GData. It is hard to tell the difference. It is super hard to tell the difference. That's wild. What did they say? This example mimics the icon of Chrome, making it almost indistinguishable. That's true. From the real app, save for a black counter stroke in the logo. I don't see the black counter stroke in the logo. Shit. They got it. Let me try to zoom in. Can I zoom in? It's okay. Let me try to zoom in. I don't know if that'll make a difference. The black counter stroke. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't see it. If y'all see it, let me know. But yeah, I mean, at least they're letting us know that there's some fraud going on that looks just like them, I guess. All right. The malware dubbed Mammoth is designed to steal from users by tricking them into providing contacts and credit card details on the premise that they've been awarded a cash prize that needs to be collected. See, they're trying to warn y'all all of a sudden, and I'm explaining to you why they're trying to be courteous and warn us of what's going down. But they're trying to warn us, take heed, right? This particular campaign appears to target users in Russia, but the warning applies to all users. Do not install apps from random third party stores. Do not grant permissions to apps such as SMS or phone dialers unless it's logically required by the app and the app itself is from a very trusted source. Do I need to read all? Okay, so we're almost done. Google's Play Protect should keep you safe from such copycats, even if they have been installed from outside its own Play Store. You need to ensure it's enabled, but even so, this isn't something that can be relied on. They're trying to get you to download something else. Google ain't shit either. Like these big ass corporations, they ain't shit. But whatever, we're just gonna roll over and be like, yeah, you got it. If you're telling me that there's these potential security breaches and these fake ass companies and they're coming after us and it's going to affect 2 billion people, and then you're like, do this, but it might not really work, then why am I going to, what? It's whatever. You need to ensure it's enabled, but even so, it isn't something that can be relied on. Instead of taking sensible measures to keep your device and data safe from malicious actors. Here are 5 golden rules. You should follow them. Stick to official app stores. I'm not reading all that. Check the developer in the app's description. Is it someone you like inside of your life? And check the reviews. Do they look? But see, people do fake reviews. Like I just did a review. I just wanted to see how I could give myself 5 stars, and I did. You know what I mean? That doesn't make no sense. Do not grant permission to an app that it should not need. Duh. Never ever click links in emails or messages that directly download apps or updates. Always use app stores to install updates. Do not install app. Okay, so yeah, that's what they're talking about. Like right now, that's the so-called warning. Take it with a grain of salt. Mm-hmm. Take it with a grain of salt, and this is why. Because I saw that article and I was like, oh snap, this is another potential class action lawsuit that's going to come up in the horizons. This is another situation where our security information, our data is going to be, or what is it? Our security is going to be messed up. It's going to be another data breach, yada yada. So I'm like, you know what? Let me not just go by what this one person or one entity is saying. Let me look up other things, right? So that's what I did because that's what I do. And so I'm looking, and as I'm looking, I didn't know that Google already had a lawsuit out. like, it's like, and they were updating us. So let's look at this quick 36-second little snippet here. Hold on, let me share my screen again. Okay, what is the name of it? Hold on, I got so many screens up. Google settles $5 billion lawsuit over tracking Chrome users in incognito mode. So as I'm doing a little digging, I find myself going down a fucking rabbit hole. So let me share this. Let me share this. Okay, let me.
And Google has agreed to settle a $5 billion privacy lawsuit alleging that it spied on people who used incognito mode in its Chrome browser, along with similar private modes in other browsers, to track their internet use. The class action lawsuit filed in 2020 said Google misled users into believing that it wouldn't track their internet usage while in incognito mode. It argues that Google's advertising technologies continue to catalog details of users' site visits and activities despite their use of supposedly private browsing. Final court approval for the massive settlement is expected in February.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So I saw that and I'm like, oh shit. I didn't know. So we are getting online and we're getting into incognito. I want to say into incognito mode, right? So we're trying to be like real low key while we're on the internet, and we all have our separate reasons as to why we're doing that, right? All right, cool. So you have this as an option for us. You're telling us this is okay to use, and in reality it's not. So you're seeing the information, you're seeing who is on here and who's not on here. You're violating our trust, Google. And now yet you lost in a lawsuit for $5 million. 5 billion. So let me look again. So I looked, I saw that. I'm like, all right, cool. That was only 36 seconds. Let me dig a little deeper. So I found yet another article. So it started off one way and it ended some horrible other fucking way. So is this the one? Let me make sure I'm sharing the right joint. So it says Google settles incognito lawsuit. Here's what to know. And I'm sure they're going to tell you the same old bullshit. Hold on, where is it? I think this is it. Okay. They're going to give us the same old bullshit. Protect yourself. Don't do this, don't do that. When we need to protect ourselves from them.
California's fast food wage hike took effect yesterday, raising the minimum wage to $20 an hour for some workers. That included workers at Chipotle.
You think we will fare?
Anyone who used
here we
web browsing's history, part of the set.
Yeah.
Meantime, Google planning to destroy a trove of data. This of millions of users' web browsing's history. Part of a settlement in the class action lawsuit that accused Google of misleading users about how its browser.
Did anybody know about this lawsuit? Was anybody affected? Was anybody notified? Let me know, please, in the comments, something, because I ain't never heard of it. I use Google all the time. I'm rarely incognito mode, but I have been before. So like recently, this past couple, like here and there within the past year or so. So I don't know. Has it affected y'all? Let me know.
Had tracked the activity of anyone who used the private, Joe, you know about this, the private incognito mode. Specifically, the suit claimed that Google's marketing and privacy disclosures didn't inform folks properly that some data was being collected, including details about which websites they viewed.
Great.
Right here, right here.
Great.
Spokesman said the company is happy to delete old technical data. He said the track data was never associated with an individual or used for any form of personalization or sent to any wives. No, that's a joke. The settlement didn't include, nobody laughed. The settlement didn't include.
You're on your own on that one.
Yeah,
I was trying to keep
away. Yeah,
you're trying to keep this thing.
The last time I did a reaction video on something serious regarding a data breach, and I did a reaction video on what the newscaster said, they were laughing just like they're laughing now and joking. I don't know why they make this such a lighthearted situation when it horrifically impacts the community, the consumer. I don't get it. I'm glad they think it's funny though.
There's a
Wasn't
term in
working.
psychiatry called transference. I don't know whether you've heard of it, but that's where you start
settlement-
blaming
The
the.
settlement didn't include any damages, but it does allow for individuals to file claims. Plaintiffs were originally seeking $5,000 in damages per user.
Okay.
Okay, so we could take a look at that. So the lawsuit did not specify, did not include what exactly it is that was damaged. So it's like, okay, there's a class action lawsuit. It was for $5 billion. So they have $5 billion there, but it's going to be, that's what I got out of this, per lawsuit. So if you sue, you can say, yeah, this is how I was negatively impacted. This is what Google did to me. Whatever, get yourself an attorney if you want to be part of the class action lawsuit. And then they have up to $5 billion towards that. That's what I got. That's what I learned. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Here's my question on
Yes.
this. They destroy the data because they weren't appropriately and properly
Right.
advising you that they were doing this tracking. Do they now change what they say in the crazy long statements that they flash
That's a
at
good
people,
question.
and then
I
we're
don't
gonna
know
keep
the-
tracking it from here on out?
I don't know the answer. I think actually they don't track it from here on out, is what I
That would be-
recall
that would be
reading, but I
nice.
could be wrong.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If they've been tracking us, why would they stop now? They never told us. I'm sorry. I've been using Google since forever. Why would they warn us like, hey, we're going to track your information even if you're in incognito mode? Like, they're full of shit. They're they're full of shit. They're saying these things because they have to say it.
Wrong about this.
While you were out, we got
Yes.
into a little bit of the idea of what car companies are now tracking.
Right.
In terms of the data that they follow. There was a great piece in the New York Times.
Right.
That followed through. We spoke with the writer of that piece, the journalist behind it. The car company keeps flashing up. By the way, we're tracking your information. There's no way to turn it off in my stupid car. So it's becoming, and we had a lot of people who
Right.
kind of have weighed in.
And the information's being shared with the insurance companies.
Well, the problem is
Right.
it's being shared with third parties who then share it with insurance companies who know potentially, or it's happened.
I didn't know all that was happening. It makes sense. Financially, it makes sense. As far as business is concerned, it makes sense, but it hurts us as a consumer. It leaves us open for, security breaches. It's dangerous if you ask me personally.
And she tracked down a lot of people who got burned by this, who their insurance rates went up, or they couldn't get access to it.
It would just be a higher than average speed. It doesn't measure if you roll through a stop sign.
No,
does
it
it know
does,
that?
and it knows if you brake
It
sharp,
knows if you
brake
roll
hard,
through a
or
stop.
if you accelerate really quickly. Like that was the level of detail.
It sounds like
what
a
if it's-
GPS tracker or some
Is it
sort.
out of the ordinary acceleration, or what if you always
That's
accelerate?
what one of the
quickly?
people she spoke with in the article. The guy said, "I don't think I accelerate quickly.
Right.
I don't think
I
brake
do it all the
quickly."
time. So
Okay,
because
yada
it's not
yada.
out
Let's
of,
stick
So
to
you know
Google.
we're tracking.
and I just hit the X as quick as
Oh, they're still talking
satellite
about that.
radio.
Okay.
I'm back on this incognito. So
Yes. What do
the
you
entire
need to
time,
know?
the entire time, that's total BS. It was never.
Incognito.
What does
Well,
incognito mean?
But Google says
Were
they weren't tracking it to individual
Right.
people,
It wasn't being
which
tracked
that's
to
the
you,
difference,
and it wasn't
which is-
showing up in your search history. So in case
But it
somebody
was
was
in
looking through
someone's
your search history, yeah.
But the question is, do you ever keep that data completely separate? AT&T's now in
exactly.
this hot water over the idea that their
Mhm.
files got stolen with people's social security numbers. I don't even know why a phone company.
But the bigger issue was the cooking, meaning the cookies. There were no cookies. So if
I
you're
don't
going
even
from
know
one site,
what are those things?
well, here's a good example though, Joe.
Yeah.
If you were in your incognito mode,
Yeah.
or in your
Okay.
regular mode,
Yep.
and you go from the Drudge Report
Yeah.
to another website, and they go from that website to the Wall Street Journal, and the Wall Street Journal back to another site. They know all
Right.
the different sites that you've invariably gone to.
Right.
I don't know how you feel about that.
I think Drudge is some of the most damaging porn on the internet right now. I do it.
It's no longer your homepage?
I'm sorry.
Okay, so they're not taking this too seriously. Let me try. Let me look at. I'm just showing you guys everything that I saw, right? And I was hoping they would take it more seriously. They're giving us the information, they're giving us the update and everything like that. However, they don't take it seriously. So it's like we gotta wait for them to stop having this small talk. We gotta wait for them to, stop laughing and shit and take our lives a little bit more seriously in order to hear the information. So let me share this one with you guys. And they actually go into detail as well. Okay, boom.
Meanwhile, we've got some jaw-dropping news. Just imagine if you did this where you work. Google staffers staged sit-ins from coast to coast, including at Google company headquarters.
So the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys, one, I wasn't aware of this the Google staffers doing a sit-in. Let me know if you guys were aware of it. Because again, I don't really watch the news unless I have to watch something of or pertaining to credit or something of that nature. Y'all know me at this time. But I wasn't aware of this. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is I find it a major coincidence that all of this is happening at the same time. We're being informed of these things at the same time. Yeah, it's for a reason, and I will always say that. I'll stick by that.
In California yesterday.
Some of them forcing their way into the CEO's office before being hauled off by police.
So the pro-Palestinian employees are demanding that the tech giants scrap a $1.2 billion contract with Israel.
Lucas Tomlinson is live with the latest for us. Hey, Lucas.
Hey, Ainsley, good morning. In California, Google staffers bombarded the office of the top cloud executive protesting that $1.2 billion contract it has with the Israeli government. And here's what it sounded like.
Google, you can't hide. No, Google, you can't hide. You are funding genocide. You are funding genocide.
Now, Google says the employees were put on administrative leave and their access to Google systems was cut off. In New York, some anti-Israel protesters were seen flying the Hezbollah flag and burning the American one. On Capitol Hill, our own Hillary Vaughn asked Democratic lawmakers for comment.
Anti-Israel protesters have been shutting down bridges and blocking entrances to airports. Are you okay with that type of protest?
I don't have anything to do with that type of protest. Go ask the people who are doing it.
Do you support burning the American flag and chanting death to America?
Why are they just asking white people?
Condemn this type of rhetoric?
You've got to get her onto the next event.
That was Congresswoman Katie Porter there, who lost her Senate bid in California. Recall in Chicago, some activists cheered when they learned Iran launched that massive missile and drone attack on Israel, guys.
It's just, hey, Lucas, it comes to mind that Google has all of a sudden their employees are upset that they're supplying anything for the Israelis. Wasn't the same Google also?
Okay, so I'm, for the sake of politics, because I don't get involved in politics and stuff like that, I'm sharing this information for a reason, because again, this is yet another Google issue, another major Google story in the news. What's going on with Google? It's all boiling down to money is what I'm hearing. It's always, which that's what the corporations are about, right? Let me look at this one, share this one more with you. But yeah, this was 3 months ago. I wasn't aware. Let me click on it. Hopefully it doesn't have any commercials. Hold on. I think it does. Yep, it does. Commercial. All right, but I'm going to share this with y'all right now. Okay.
Google disabling cookies for 30 million users of its web browser Chrome today, the first step in its plan to stop all use of the website tracking technology by the end of the year. What does that mean for Google's ad dominance? Our Deirdre Bosa has that in today's Tech Check. Morning, Dee.
Hey, good morning, Carl. So it's going to be rolled out slowly over the year, but for the digital ad landscape at large, this is ultimately another monumental change, and it comes just a few years after Apple did something similar. Now, Google getting rid of cookies will make it harder for third parties to track users across the internet. Here's what I mean by that. You might have Googled pajamas to gift over the holidays and search for a specific brand. Cookies are the technology that knows, remembers, and tracks that search and then follows you all around the web, continually serving you ads for those pajamas, maybe slippers and robes, months after the holidays, even if you already bought that item that you needed. So killing cookies will end that kind of tracking, better protecting user privacy, but hurting marketers, ad tech companies, and web publishers, anyone essentially that doesn't have their own data to draw on. Some have argued that it's going to hurt almost everyone but Google itself. Now, the elimination of cookies in Chrome and Android will be rolled out slowly, but it's speaks to a broader thematic change in digital advertising that has been underway for a decade. You can sum it up in this graphic. Over the last decade, the Google Meta duopoly has been slowly eroding in the ad market. Amazon has led the e-commerce charge. There's streamers with their ad-supported models. We saw the explosion of that last year. And
This may seem like it's no big deal. It's totally irrelevant. It has nothing to do with the title of this episode, but it does. It really does. This is the beginning of a lot of crazy changes. Now they're talking about data breaches. They're continuously talking about data breaches. They're talking about security tracking. They're tracking you, me, us, we, right? And their delivery, I'm gonna stop sharing this, right? Because I have to talk to y'all directly. Like, they've been doing this forever. And the problem is the masses don't react. They hear it, they might have an initial facade of a reaction, like, oh wow, I can't believe it. And then you guys just move on with your life because you guys think it doesn't impact you at all. These little nuggets of incidents and lawsuits are indirectly affecting us, and slowly it's going to directly affect us as consumers, right? This whole industry is changing. I'm telling you guys, the financial industry is changing. They're following you, they're tracking you. We have a new FICO scoring system. I've been telling you guys since forever, nobody seems to be in a rush to do anything or take any sort of preventative measures. I can see what you guys are interested in, and it never seems to be your security. It's never a security issue until I think it straight up affects you guys directly, and then you guys come running to me to fix your shit. I'm for it. I'm all for it. But because I can see where the industry is going and the direction that it's going in, I'm not going to be sticking around that much longer. I'm going to be getting off this sinking ship like a bunch of the rest of the other credit experts have done. These people, like, they're making things difficult. The government's making things difficult for the entrepreneur, the common man. You got Biden blessing y'all with removing student loans. Little do you guys know that's hurting you, especially people that have no credit whatsoever. I mean, wake up, people. Like, wake the fuck up. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm surprised that you guys there's not more people watching and paying attention or bringing it up to me. What you guys are kind of just stuck on is working a 9-to-5, which is fine. There's no judgment, but retiring, and then didn't Bush Jr. fuck that up for the future? Most of us, right? Okay. So your retirement, and then certain banks you're stuck with. Listen, your credit, some people are still talking about, I'll wait for my credit to fix itself. Like, you guys are still coming to me with that shit, right? Oh, I'll just get an apartment instead of getting a house. It's cheaper. It's not cheaper. It's gonna fuck you over at some point. Oh, well, I don't know what's on my credit. That's not mine. Well, you were probably affected by one of these many security breaches that I keep telling y'all about, that I keep doing lives about. Why don't you join some of these lawsuits? Try to get some money out of the fact that they took your information and that they're fucking your credit up and preventing you from getting good credit. This is all connected. This is all tied in. 2 billion people are going to be affected by this Chrome update thing. I'm sure that's you. I know it's me. What are you guys going to do about it? Here's what you can do. It's something. It's better than nothing, but you can put a freeze on your credit report. That's just me fucking up stuff. You can block your credit report. You can do something as opposed to just doing nothing and just looking at these YouTube videos and just saying, damn, wow, that's crazy. If you even do that, It's going to be crazy. It is wow until it happens to you. So the point of this random live is to just give you guys a heads up that you need to pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on in these streets. Pay attention to what these politicians are saying, what's really going on. Protect you and your family. The best way to protect you and your family, lock it up. Lock that up. Lock that credit report up. Dispute things while you can before you can't fix anything off your credit, and try to get as much credit as you can and leverage it. Get on that business side. Get on that business side. Get on that business side. You have one social security number, people, but you can have 5 billion trillion EIN numbers. Okay. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'm gonna get off this thing because again, this was so random, so unexpected. I get it. And you guys aren't really, it's not resonating with y'all. It's not resonating. I am gonna keep talking about it because it's going to affect some people. Some people are going to get it and be like, you know what, damn, all right, she's right. Let me take some sort of action. I see you guys hopping on my website, fixmycreditnow850.com, and you're checking things out. I see that. I see you're on my YouTube and I see that, but I don't see action. I don't see enough action. If you want to do it yourself, there's a DIY on my website, but just do something as opposed to waiting until it's too late, because it becomes more costly. It becomes more time consuming. It becomes harder to fix. That's why. But in the meantime, I'm going to let y'all go. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out my podcast, Coast to Coast Credit. And I wish you guys the best of luck in your credit journey. Don't forget Sunday, our new weekly segment, Ask a Mortgage Broker with Sean Rogers. Be sure to check that out. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.